In this lecture, we're gonna show how to work with distance and angle mates in the assembly file. Distance and angle mates help us to set a movement range for angular and linear movements. So we have this assembly here, and we have three parts: part 1, part 2, and part 3. Now if we try to move this blue part, we can rotate this part 360 degrees, like this. And we have this part that we can move along z-axis. In this lecture, we will show how to define angular range between this face and this face here. For example, that this part will be only movable from 20 to 70 degrees. And we will show how to define a distance range for this part. That this part will only movable from 5 mm to 40 mm between this face and this face. To do that, we have to go to Mate. And here, under Standard Mates, we have distance and angle. If we click on the angle, we see that we have only one value that we can change. If we choose this, we can only define a fixed angle. And this is not what we want. We want to create distance and angular range. To do that, we have to go to Advanced Mates. And here we have distance and angle. For example, let's go to angle. This is set. And here down, we have a maximum value and a minimum value. So if we choose this face and this face, we can define what will be the minimum angle between those two faces and what will be the maximum angle between those two faces. So for the minimum angle, we can choose 20 degrees. And for maximum angle, let's choose 70 degrees. And now we have to select between which faces we want to apply those angles. Here we have a dialog box, so we have entities to mate here. Let's choose this face and this face here, like this, and just click OK. And now if we try to move this part, we can see that we have a limit here of 20 degrees. If we go on this side, we have a limit here of 70 degrees. So we have an angular range between 20 and 70 degrees between those two parts. If you want to change those ranges, you can go to Mate, Edit, and we can change here to, for example, 120. Like this, and OK. And now we see that we have 20 and 120. Like this. And the same thing is with distance. So we want to create that this part will be only movable 5 mm from this face and to 40 mm from this face. So we have to go to our mates. Also here at the distance, we can only set a fixed distance. So we have to go to Advanced Mates. And here we have our distance. And here we have a maximum distance between those two faces, and minimum distance between those two faces. For the minimum distance, we want to choose 5 mm. And for the maximum, let's choose 40 mm. And now we want to choose between which faces we want to apply this distance range. So we're going to choose this face and this face here. And let's click OK. And now we can try to move our part. And now we see that our part is limited here on the left side and here on the right side. And we can also go to Edit and, for example, start with 0 to 40 mm and OK. And now our part can come to this face and to 40 mm from this face. And this is how you can define angular and distance movements ranges in assembly.